Welcome to Vietnam Step by Step. The first time you stand at a busy intersection in Vietnam, it can feel like stepping to the edge of a river in full flood. Except this river is made of motorbikes. They stream past in waves, inches from one another, horns chirping, headlights flashing, baskets swinging from handlebars, families gliding by as if all of this is perfectly normal. And your brain says one thing immediately: there is no way I can cross this. But here's the surprise. What looks like chaos is often something else entirely. Underneath the noise, the motion, and the apparent madness, Vietnamese traffic has rhythm. It has instinct. It has a kind of street intelligence that can feel invisible to outsiders until suddenly you start to see it. And once you do, one of the most intimidating parts of traveling in Vietnam becomes one of the most fascinating. For many first-time visitors, the shock begins with the sheer density of movement. In cities like Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, the street does not just carry traffic. It carries daily life. Motorbikes are everywhere, not as a novelty, but as the backbone of the city. They carry office workers, students, parents, delivery drivers, flower sellers, construction materials, groceries, pets, and sometimes things you would never imagine balancing on two wheels. To a traveler arriving from a place where traffic feels more separated and controlled, this can look completely overwhelming. There are so many moving parts, so little empty space, and so much happening all at once that your eyes do not know where to land. And that is exactly why Vietnam's traffic feels so chaotic at first. It is not just the number of vehicles, it is the density of decisions. Everyone is moving, adjusting, reading, reacting. Then comes the moment every traveler remembers: crossing the street. You stand on the curb, you look left, then right, then left again. Motorbikes keep coming, cars edge through. Nobody seems to stop. And yet, somehow, locals step off the curb and begin to cross with calm faces and steady feet, as if they are walking through light rain instead of moving traffic. To a first-time visitor, it feels unreal. But this is where one of the biggest lessons of Vietnamese traffic reveals itself. The system works less through full stops and perfect gaps, and more through flow, prediction, and constant small adjustments. Drivers are not necessarily waiting for emptiness. They are reading movement. And pedestrians who cross successfully usually do one thing very well: they stay steady. That is why the worst thing a nervous tourist can do is panic in the middle. Running, stopping suddenly, jumping backward, changing direction without warning. Those are the things that make you harder to read. In many Vietnamese streets, predictability is safer than hesitation. That does not mean you should step blindly into traffic. It means that what feels natural in one country may not work in another. In Vietnam, the street often behaves more like a living stream than a machine. You do not fight the flow. You learn to read it. And then there is the sound. For many visitors, the honking is almost as shocking as the traffic itself. At first, it can seem constant, chaotic, even stressful. In many countries, a horn means anger, blame, or road rage. In Vietnam, it often means something much simpler. I'm here. I'm passing. Watch this side. It is less of a threat and more of a signal. That small shift in understanding changes everything. Once you stop hearing every horn as aggression, the street becomes less hostile and more conversational. Loud, yes. Intense, absolutely. But often not as angry as it first sounds. Another reason Vietnamese traffic feels so wild to outsiders is that the sidewalk is not always just a sidewalk. In many places, especially in busy urban neighborhoods, the line between road, walkway, shopfront, cafe, parking area, and social space can feel wonderfully blurred. You might see scooters parked along the pavement, tiny plastic stools filled with people drinking coffee, a woman selling fruit from baskets, someone preparing noodles on a corner, and a mechanic fixing a motorbike just a few steps away. To a newcomer, it can feel like the entire street is multitasking. And that is because it is. The street in Vietnam is not only for getting through. It is also for meeting, working, eating, selling, resting, and living. This is part of what gives Vietnamese cities their incredible energy. The road is not separate from life. It is woven into it. So how does any of this function? The short answer is awareness. Vietnamese traffic often works because people are constantly reading one another. A motorbike driver watches your shoulders, your speed, your direction, your hesitation. Another rider adjusts by half a meter. A pedestrian takes small, consistent steps. A vendor knows exactly how close to the curb they can stand. It is an environment built on continuous micro-decisions. That does not mean it is perfect or without risk. It means the logic is different from what many travelers are used to. What may appear to be total disorder is often a highly adaptive system built on movement, attention, and experience. And once you understand that, something changes. You stop seeing only chaos. You start seeing coordination without choreography. Now, if you are visiting Vietnam for the first time, here are a few practical tips that can make the experience much easier. First, when crossing the street, stay calm and move at a slow, steady pace. Do not sprint and do not keep stopping in panic. Make yourself predictable. If you are nervous, cross near a local and follow their rhythm. Second, keep your eyes up. This is not the place to stare at your phone while walking. In Vietnam, awareness is everything. Traffic, scooters, vendors, parked bikes, and sudden movement can come from several directions at once. Third, use ride-hailing apps when you want a smoother experience. They are especially useful in big cities, after dark, in the rain, or when you are tired and just want to get somewhere without negotiating or navigating. Fourth, do not assume the sidewalk will always be clear. Sometimes it will be a walkway. Sometimes it will be a cafe, a parking zone, a mini market, or all three at once. Walk with flexibility and attention. Fifth, be realistic about renting a motorbike. For confident riders, it can be an unforgettable way to experience Vietnam. But if you are not already comfortable on two wheels in busy conditions, this is not the easiest place to learn. For many travelers, being a passenger on a ride-hailing bike is a smarter and more enjoyable first step. And finally, watch before you react. Some of the best lessons come not from rushing into the experience, but from standing still for a moment and observing. Watch how people cross. Watch how traffic bends instead of braking. Watch how the city breathes through the street. Because that is really what makes Vietnamese traffic so unforgettable. It is not just transportation. It is theater. It is choreography without a stage. It is pressure, patience, noise, instinct, and adaptation happening all at once. The first time you see it, you may only see confusion. The second time, you notice patterns. And by the third or fourth day, you may find yourself smiling at something that once terrified you, like the way a river of scooters parts just enough for an elderly woman to cross, or the way a street that felt impossible on day one now feels strangely readable. That is when Vietnam starts to open up in a new way, because understanding the traffic is not only about crossing roads. It is about understanding how the city moves, how people share space, and how daily life finds order inside intensity. It teaches you to pay attention, to relax without switching off, and to trust observation more than assumption. So yes, Vietnamese traffic is famously chaotic, but it is also skilled, alive, and far more intelligent than it first appears. Do not let it intimidate you. Let it teach you. Let it humble you a little. Let it sharpen your senses. And let it become one of those travel memories you talk about long after the trip is over. Because once you stop asking, "How does this work?" and start seeing the answer with your own eyes, you are no longer just visiting Vietnam. You are beginning to move with it. Thanks for exploring with Vietnam step by step. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more travel stories, local insights, and practical tips to help you experience Vietnam with confidence and curiosity.